So I might not be doing daily wine videos anymore, but I haven't retired from throwing my 2 cents into the ring because, let's be honest, I just like to hear myself talk. GameStop has caused a lot of noise, and as a former retailer, not at the scale of GameStop, but with one store unit and thinking like a retailer pretty much my whole life, and writing a book called The Thank You Economy and thinking about the end user, there is a crapload of dynamics in this GameStop story. If you don't know what's going on, I'll link some stuff up to give you the original stories. The story is GameStop, retailer, 1,400 or 4,000, not sure how many units out there, tons of stores in the US, major retailer of gaming, went with a new game that came out for PC, opened them, and took out all the coupons for this game, and it's called, I don't know, the PC online world, Duex, a game that has a lot of hype, everybody was waiting for it. They shipped the PC game, and inside there was a coupon code for that game for free on an online service called OnLive. Now, everybody's killing GameStop, right? How can you do this? How can you open packages and take something out from a sealed package that was intended for the user? Sounds ridiculous. Doesn't sound like thank you economy. Sounds like screw you economy. But that's not the case when you really pay attention to what's going on here. Because GameStop had no idea that that coupon was in there, and they have a competitive service coming out eventually. Go online, download it get to play it and buy it if you want. So from their standpoint, this partner, this gaming partner, didn't let them know that this was going to be in the package. When they found out, they responded by telling their employees, their managers across all stores to go ahead and take it out. Fine. A lot of different things I want to touch on here. Number one, GameStop was concerned about giving any leg up to OnLive.com in this battle, which is clearly the future because their online stores aren't. And I respect their business decision because it's right? You don't want that. You weren't aware of it. It's your stores. You have the entitlement to decide what you want. And that gaming partner should have done the right thing by you and allowed you to know that was coming. And clearly that's where it's going to end up. But too many businesses today, when thinking about keeping or winning the consumer, don't think about the consumer in their actions. In an attempt to hold off OnLive.com, GameStop hurt their own consumers. There's a saying I think about all the time. There's two ways to build the biggest building in town. One, just build it. Two, tear down the other buildings around you. I believe in the thank you economy in a world where I can do a flip cam video right now and give OnLive.com a lot of exposure. In a world where we're tweeting and twit-pinging and Instagramming and recording, you've got to do the right thing because the wrong thing is always wrong. There's a great article written by oneup.com about the original article, about the original instance, and it's fascinating. They said in it, and I just was blown away by this, they got the whole story, and they said something like, GameStop clearly didn't want to give OnLive any additional exposure in addition to what may end up being from this 2-year head start. OnLive's been ahead of them, and they didn't want to give them any additional exposure. By doing the wrong thing for the end consumer, even though it might have been the right business principle, they've just gone on and given OnLive.com an obnoxious amount of exposure. I'm sure all the gamers out there are aware of the brand, but for casual guys like me that have never thought about it, don't really play it often, not in their inner circle, OnLive.com has just built an enormous amount of brand equity, and by accident business. And when I hear somebody talking about it, I might say, you know what, check out OnLive.com. These are the fascinating things. You might be right, but doing anything that's wrong for the end user is always wrong.